1991, a trip made by Yemi Lindenbaum and his mother and Judy to Hungary and areas around, such as Satmar, Romania, to the basic forest, and to Shashvar, where the Reismans lived before Europe. You'll also see Soilish. What your first part is parts of my original tape. It was taken in August of 1991. When that's over, you'll see a second part of a family gathering which took place in Brooklyn, Borough Park specifically, on June 25th, 1995, which is approximately 50 years after the Churban in Europe. Favor, second favorite Chodesh Elul, Tafshin and Aleph. In Satmar, Hungary. In Romania, Satmar, Romania. And this is the caver of Bobby's father. A good close up. We'll read it. It says, Marenu, Yisrael, Ben Binyamin, seudah-reisman. Meir, Kil Kadesha, shashvar. Yedua, Gais is Yisrael. The name is Yisrael, right? Yedua lenechbad ish amunim v'nesu panim. The Kavadika person is known as a Kavadika person, and to important people. Shemai hatoiv noida v'sharim. Its good name is known in all the cities. Rabim Rabim Baichem Ala Rayas Nishmasai Ala Liyas Nishmasai. A lot of people are crying because of his neshama that went up. Abel Masmer Igaya L'chol Yodeh Mehevasai. I'm not sure what it says. Abel Masai. La'ad Yizkar Shema Yitilasai. Forever they'll know his name and praise him. Ben Shishim Hayaleis B'tirasai. He was 60 years old when he was nifter. Now it's Binyamin. Benav Bunaisav, his sons and daughters, Haderech Al-Darchei V'Yirah Shemayim Darchei Hashem V'Yirah Shemayim. Sons and daughters should go in the ways. They feared on the Yirah Shemayim they go away. Nasai v'nasan Emuna Kol Yemei Chayim. He gave himself the Emuna, believe in Hashem all his life. Yiras Hashem, he Aitzrai Hashem Laila Enayim, Hayalaila Enayim. The fear of Hashem was his treasury. That's what he had in store. That was his Hashem. I think I'm not messing this up. Hayalaila Enayim. Hashem was his eyes. Maasaf Atayvim Yilnatsu. Adai B'Shemayim, that his good ways is a melitz for him in the Shemayim. Nafshai Tiyet Tzrura B'Tzrar HaChayim, that his life is tied together with those of the living people. Sagan Levim is Semer Srigai Hacha V'Shivraim Misnayim. I'm not sure what that means. Gairol Shivrainai Adlev Hashemayim and Lehis Nahemas Tion Yerushalayim. Lehis Nachem Nachama Tion Yerushalayim. Nifter Shin Hes Yom Beis Lan Chodesh Sivan Tafshin Beis B'Shana Tava Nifter B'Shana Tava Yom Beis Chodesh Sivan Tafshin Beis Sefnan Tavis Beis Should be Meretz Yosher first of all. It's good cows, like kids from the school bus. They get off and they go home. Oh, excuse me. Do you know the Veda shashvar? Excuse me.
The goat is out in the...
Oh, the goat got in the way. You're in the wrong crowd, buddy. What school do you go to? Oh my gosh. The bells and we're cows and well, Bobby locates the house. Traffic's approaching us.
Nem tudom, talán ez az, de nem vagyok biztos. Oké, menjünk, nézzük meg a templomot. Itt volt a zsidó templom valahol.
So, don't you remember from the Jewish shul how far it was?
Huh? Somewhere here was the Jewish shul, and here is the Goy shul. And my father lived. A pap, azt is ledobták a papnak a hátát. Egészen nem van rombolva. Itt lakott a pap.
Some of these are a little slow. They're coming home, but they're not sure where.
Ez meg itt lakott a pap. És ott lakott a nemben. Ott, ahol a kék pap van. Most jön a csóka. A firmai utcára.
There's a lot of cows there, boy.
Mindig megkérdezem, hogy hol lakott az ország. Ez nem. Sok. Nem ismerem fel, hogy hol lakott. Nem is találom meg a ház, nem is ismerem meg a ház. Még a házakat sem.
This is actually a shashvar. What we've heard about for years, we just can't locate that house.
Mária meghalt! Jaj, anyukát született, hogy későn. Milyen nagy differencia volt annál közelében.
Idejében, Marika meg 12 éve. Ez a maga urája.
Ez az én fiam, a fiatalabb fiam. Igen, hát az...
És Feri is volt nálunk, nem volt, hogy volt nálam is. A festő.
Többször is volt, a tabakat, a két
Igen, volt
lányát.
nálunk.
Megismer engemet?
Meg, hogy ne itt olyan volt a tanul.
Nem emlékszik?
Hogy nem emlékszik?
Tudja, hogy akkor mutatott a Najmłodszą.
És Margit hogy? Iszú Margit.
Ja pamiętam.
Ezek, itt van Margit, Fámi.
Akik itt laktak?
Velem. Emlékszek,
Here was a big share.
mikor adta mindig nekem az ablakon tiszt, amikor ünnepnapoknak volt.
Igen.
Mindig. A tisztát
Hát ugye ez az ablak olyan alacsony, nem tudom miért.
úgy is volt, mert nem emlékszem. Tudod mondani, hogy fontos Magda.
Hát emlékszem.
Ma, you remember her?
Nos, tudja, hogy én elfelejtettem, hogy még volt egy fiatal kislány, tehát mutatta
4 éves rossz voltam mindig nekem, mikor kucskát csinálták.
a kucskát.
Úgy mindig bevettem ingyen, ez egyes.
He was a wash basin.
You slept here?
Yeah, I slept here. This one.
Over here you slept?
Yeah, the corner.
This is part of Bobby's slept
I
then.
slept here in the corner. My sister used to was a bed. His level, he was a bed, and I used to want to listen how they're talking. So I crawled down from the bed here, and they were talking there and
Take a tour of the library. The Reisman house.
This was that was the house about.
Igen.
So it's what?
This was the house from my father.
The room?
The room. Ezt nem építettek
De
át?
édesapámat ismerte.
Persze.
Legalább hozta volna neki, tudom,
This is
nem
the biggest ceiling
a
room.
másik államot csak hordal.
Not much actually see here.
És neki mondta, de én is.
Big room.
Igen. Mert tudja mit? Ő jött Moszkvára. És ott nem hagyják várni az embert. Itt
Nem is hozott semmit.
Hát nem, mert hoztam a de nem hoztam, mert be kellett egy jelenteni, és nem visszajött el.
Do some signs. Different light fixture. And behind my
Oroszlán, és hívják magát. Hogy hívják magát?
Doing right along.
А ну познаєтеся там на фотці. А ну познаєтеся там на фотографії. У вас не є такої фотографії?
Where the entrance is.
Ви ходили з нами в школу, Пенни Чіріна.
Oh, is that?
This was here, our living room. This was out there.
Oh, what?
Out there. There was here a big roll-top desk. And this was here the sewing machine here. And here was a here was a bread bed.
Itt még van az a konyha, itt a konyha.
És here was a pantry.
Oh, what was that? Oh, it was another room.
The pantry still here. And there, let me see. This was
The boys' room.
no, this was a little it's a little kitchen.
Oh.
You know,
Na, elképzeled tényleg, visszajuk közben, nézzük már.
What are they?
oh my God. This here was a stove, here was a table, this table, here was this. It's a big pantry here. Here was a dairy table at this side. I used to sit here with the maid, but she was washing the dishes.
Hang on.
És izé, Matyu eljött, Matyu visszajött, nem, Matyu. Hershey, Lézer,
Csak Lézer,
Lézer visszajött?
igen, az beállított a tavaly,
Be is tudom.
az öcsém, aki nálam fiatal egyetem.
Én tudom, mert itt dolgoztam a gazdánál.
Igen? Magádnak borúsnak hívják?
Maybe this is where they both. Maybe this is where they both.
You know, this was here, a torna, and here was, you spilled out the water, there was running down the water, right? And there was the steps to go up to the attic. And this was here. What is he telling me? The same thing. Hát tudja, mondta, itt volt, tudja, hány lépcső volt lemenni a tornáról?
Igen, itt meg volt az a ház, a kucska, vissza volt.
A nyári konyha kement
Csináltak mindig
That's right. Itt csináltam a kement, itt sütöttünk, meg a
Sort of anaconda, yeah.
és a
Család.
és itt volt ugye hány lépcső volt? Itt volt hány lépcső, rengeteg lépcső volt, vagy mi?
This is where they all ran around, those little chickens and ducks. There to cover.
Felépített.
A víz volt, vagy elvíz,
Árvíz volt, de vízte. És ott lakott, Yumi, you know, the kids who used to live here, after the house.
After this house? After this
Én
house.
nem akartam jönni, mert máma színe, mert... Yumi, come here. Yumi, come here to step with me.
Annyian látod a számémeszteret. Kerik Pászti Szíriát, Hány éves időkön?
To carry down the summer kitchen there.
Ott
And the
raktál.
boys' room was
This was
there.
in your house. This was part of your house
And
too.
here was a big pointer.
Folyta bőle. Na a ház.
And here was
What's a pointer villa?
egy szartanak tengerit, hogy is hívják aztán?
Raktál.
Nem, az a magas.
Kos.
Mikor egyszer-kettő jöttek, és ott találták valahol a kancsóba,
Tudja, egy kis üvegbe, tudja mi volt ott a nap? Meg az anyukának
a nyakán.
a nyakláncon, és egy kis gyűrű.
Így magukkal mentek. Kit jány volt? Maga még ott ez?
Egy az öccse. És a maga Anna azt mondta, hogy öcsének bejelent. There was a steps to go up, you see, here.
I'm here.
And this is the place that they keep the pictures.
Wait, in the gutters?
And they got the inside, you see? The gutters. That's what they do. That feels is that.
Ever anything else hidden, Ma? In these gutters, they hid the pictures. Guess after the war, there were steps over there, but they're gone. It was a world. It's nothing. It's a crazy world. But still standing to a degree. I think this sleep in this big house. Big bowling over here. The year was built 1898. This was the main town hall or something. You can ask the driver, he knows everything. This is the Kovachutsa, which is renamed already from Russian name, and this is the house where Abi's brother lived. Number 7. It was number 7 then. Since then, it looks like they've redone the windows. The guide took us in the back of the fields here. I'll try to show you the fields on the way out. This is all the way. And what we think, this is the farm in general. Ones that I think I found. What was it? That woman's side. This one. This one says. Possibly it is one of the robbers. Sarmato. And this one, with a lit a candle, was, you can make this out, it's Rivka. It's Rivka, and I read it as Yisrael. It's Yisrael. A lot of other people we don't know. Should all be made with Yasha for us. There was one that I thought that was maybe just dove. All those back. Thinking of that second one, it actually might say, this is dove. Yisrael Ayin. Unless I read it before. Not exactly sure. Such is life. She'll come all soon. Those trees out there, may have forgotten to say.
She's picking up for you.
Right there. Yeah, I think. What do I know? I'm not a country boy. And she's picking these for us. I need them. I'm going to box them myself. Sunflower seeds. This one?
Yeah, this was the kitchen.
Oh, this is the kitchen?
That was the stove.
Over there?
And this was the boys' room.
And this is the boys' room?
Yeah, they were very...
Pinky further.
There was a bed here. There was a bed. you know.
This is the boys' room.
Right. There was 4 beds, I think, or 3 beds. I forgot. And here was the plastic table, the plastic table, there was the stove, and this was a big wheel. You could ride the bicycle. Because this room is not
What?
from here till there was 1 room.
This is straight through.
Straight through.
You see one straight
They
through.
cut it up.
Now it's the doctor's office.
Now the doctor's office. Here.
Let's separate this room and
Okay, here it's all the
this
same.
is so big you
But there
can
was,
put a
here
surface
was the
in it.
window and there was the window.
Windows. So then you got it, and this is the one office.
So everything looks different.
I guess it does like home. Okay.
And there was the well.
Iduskám, ez a dióka még a nincs magukig. Ez a dióka magukig még. Ez a diók, ez a régi diók magukig.
You know, there was a well, ott volt a kút, igaz? Itt volt a kút,
Right down here.
there was a well here,
I closed it up.
and a big gate. He was kept the carriage, and this is the basement.
Ez a filter, ismeri?
Emlékszem, mi az, hogy...
Ha?
Yes, persze, hogy emlékszem. Mondom meg, hogy mentem le oda, hogy...
Ez még az a korai, ez így is
Itt
van.
lakott,
Ez
itt
de.
lakott Bobby. Ott lakott a Bobby.
Bábi, bábi.
Itt volt egy kapu. Here was a gate
Meg ott
to go
volt.
to the
Lú,
grandmother.
hol volt? Lú, hol?
Nem, ott volt a szekérség. Ott volt a...
A bábiék ott volt a lú.
Igen, a ló.
The horse used to be around here. The barn and everything. Oh, the barn was on the other side, excuse me. Yeah, I'm coming. Hey guys, I don't recognize you. Hit the road jack, guys. Yeah?
Here it was the summer kitchen with the cooker. Afterwards was
Yeah,
the barn, and
yeah.
then it was a big fighter there.
What's a paita?
Our night, she said this is still our night.
Huh?
The fight is where we
Így
drive
közben,
the
úgy
tobacco.
szérzeti van.
And we put in the hay and the straw.
Oh, silo.
Kept the
Soda.
hay.
And what? And she says what?
Kept the hay.
And she says
And this was here, we had the 4 steps going up. I don't know
4
what happened.
steps, now it's 1 step.
1 step.
Amazing.
Hardly 1 step.
Barely a step.
And this was a thing to go up, a big
And a big
step.
stairs down to go
Stairs to go up.
upstairs.
And here was stairs to go up to that attic. Used to carry up clothes for the winter to dry. Okay, let's go.
See it? Stairway down.
Be tudok menni ide rajta?
Már beelment, nincs itt, be van csukva.
Hát be
Stair
van
there
csukva.
for storage.
Se lehetett volna még valami.
Hamarabb. Még egyszer akartam megnézni. Hát nem baj. Most láttam ezt a házat. Na jó. Ez már be van csukva?
Se lehetett volna hamarabb vinni, elment az ebéd.
This is the back. How far back it went, really short now. There's a fence there. Oh, they got water closets all over the place. Not sure about that. This is the back of the house. Supposed to look bigger and better than, and it was. Sure. Okay. Side by side. Used to be the open porch here, facing an open porch there. Going back now to the street.
Azután meg Jackovics fajta.
Ez olyan kicsi, kicsi. És nem volt egy olyan magas?
See where the cows were here yesterday. This is the other direction.
Yes. You may come here, you may come here. Here, when you de vaste weg. En hoe aan ze eraan.
That's how big it was. That's how big it was.
Dat
That was
is toch
one
goed.
and the other. We're gonna getting a bunch of stuff in shashvar.
Shashvar. Just make it there. One don't make it.
There he is. Good train, good train.
Yesterday we finished the Masechta about the Kama. Kama joked that when you finish the Masechta, I will take him out. You're going to make a video now, come to your side of Masechta about the Kama.
Nothing should have as much if we wash the wall, some strings come out of the wall. Ariel Shalai, they belong to him because not so many strings come out when you wash it. But if the person that combs, when he combs, if the hair comes out, my seat, it comes out, then Ariel Shalai belongs to the Balbais because a lot of hairs come out when he does that. Kaives, if the person who washes it, Night Alba Shalai shop, done the Hain Shalai. Three strings come out that protect the wool. You can keep them. Yasser Makan, but if more than that come out, Harel Shabal Bais, it belongs to the Baal Bais. In Haya Shachar, Naita was the call, the person who wants to take all of them. The ancient way, it belongs to him because the owner doesn't want a black garment. Chaya, a tailor, Shashvar, and he had enough thread left over that he could sew with it. Umakas or a patch, he sewed it, so I said three fingers by three fingers. I really show Balbais, belongs to Balbais. Too much thread left over. Masha Harash might keep a matzah. The person who is trying to find wood comes out when he's planting a piece of wood. I really feel like they belong to him because it's not a lot of wood. The mock shield, or if he's using a hatchet, so Balbais belongs to Balbais for bigger pieces. The I say so Balbais, but if he's working in there just Balbais, Afhan Seiret, even the sawdust shall Balbais belongs to Balbais.
Father didn't make a Steve, I don't think it's very easy.
Yeah. Same thing we were.
Je kent alles about Peder, je kent de standaards aan alle missionaries, alles. Rabbi, ik kan horen, Rabbi, ik weet nog, ik kan horen met pilpel, dus er jassen, we zijn niet klaar. Ik ken daar pilpel. Zo dat het allemaal nog een beetje is gesproken, als men kan. Welke is vrij, welke is meer wichtig. Je bekend leren dat pilpel, of er samen dat. Samen dat, ik geleerd. Zo geleerd, hier is een chicken boven Sinai uzen. Als Sinai, alles is verliefd aan Sinai. Ze geven de Sinai uit, die water zelf, de Messiah, alles is woord bij woord begeven worden. Niet dat ze tegen kennen. Rabbi. Doe me maar, doe me een hakken terug naar morgen. De moeder zoekt een hakken terug naar morgen. De morgen zoekt de moeder weer in de water. De water morgen, hij kent gieten dat iedereen. zu tun andere Sachen, muss man da mal vorbei. Nee, du sagst jeder eine. Der hat die Zülle, aber ich mit dem Pass können schauen. Weil viele Woche, noch Kuhle, Jasse Leib, Jasse, Kabel, also dann der Hof in der Respektive. Moeilijk raben, nog toen het gegangen raben, was die met euch geworden. Het er gekenig eerste met hartjes nu. Het er gekenig 22 uur, dat is in de rest. Dat is best, maar dat moest ik even zeggen. Wo de moeilijk gejassen. Nog toen de jassen geweest. Goed schoenen, de moeilijk raben, alles staat. Het raben geweest in de rest. De jassen, der jassen, het er altijd niet de richting. Toen is weer gebringt, der jassen geweest nog elke vangen, een leven van raben. Viele in der Beiseler Kuhle. Viele Mules in so Glas aus dem Blät. Ja, Kuhle ist der Name. Jetzt ist vielleicht nicht Glas kommen. Das sind zwei Besuche. Eins, weil es nicht wollte, man soll ihm kommt zu ihm. Zweitens, das ist, weil es Seite gelegen. Man ist sehr gewesen in der Beiseler. Das ist die Sache gewesen. Das ist nur eine Warte. Ein Beiberuf wird Seile, ein Bayer, wird Seile. Wir haben Matten, aber Jossen sind gesessen. Wir haben Trier gereist. Mit der Tum immer zusammen der Hof. Dort in der Stutt, in Bubel, haben wir gesucht. Holden wir Milze, jeden zu tun als Sache. Zu tun als gewisse Sache, wenn Mafrach, und wir nicht können aufregen, wir haben Reiche. Nu die moeder wat de kille ifra. Alle kasten zitten betekenen gefrekt beroepen en zeiden en daar massen is genoeg gefrekt. Daarbij de kast was erbij gefrekt. De member was erbij gezocht. Bij ifra. En is ook gefrekt. Had de rabbel erbij. Had de roepen. Roepen gezien dat erbij. De goebereisje. Er hat es da gesagt, er ist kein Ruhe zu kommen, allein nach Maini. Hat er besucht von den Griechen, Rabbet geheißen mit dem Griechen nach Maini. Es war zwei Stunden, als mit dem Kopfriefen nach Maini als er weitergelebt werden. Aber er hat nicht nein. Er besucht nach Maini, der nach Maini im Kursen war ein. Er fuhren in Such. Das heißt, er gibt es der Rot, weil die heißt, wenn ich so mache, mit dem Mann dabei gewesen, die Mutter dabei, Ruben sind gewesen, dachte, wir hätten es noch gekriegt, die Uhr, das ich alles kann. Also dann sind gewesen, Ruben sind nach Kimmel, nach Eile. Nach Eile, ich kenne nicht mehr wie 40 Jahre. So gewesen da. Und dann dabei, Ruben gewesen gelesen, aber der letzte Tag teuer gehabt. Beim Maßem hat er nicht gehabt. In der Baie hat gehabt, ich teure, ich gemilzt gesucht. Er gehabt teure, ich hat er gelebt. Mehr Leben wie bei der Eile, alle von der Eile gelebt. Und der Mann hat schon im Job gewesen. Der ist gewesen, der will teure, der gekommen, der muss an der Lammet, der hat mir gesagt, doch nehmen wir Reben. In English? Okay, I'll say it in English. My father was he was also a buyer. He had the village Chasudim, and he had toilet. So he was the head. That he became the head. So it reminded me that my father was if he had to hire a Rebbe or a Malamed, he used to hire it. He used to see if he knows, how to learn it. And the kids, a lot of times, if you saw that porch there, Shabbos on that porch. If you saw in the picture the porch, a lot of kids used to come Sabbath afternoon on the porch, and my father used to hear them, if they knew how to learn or not. Because some of the fathers in our little town, little town, they couldn't forget their children because they themselves didn't know. So, and not only that, that was as far as the learning did. So he used to forget each the Rebbe's too, to see if he's good enough Rebbe to teach the children. He used to hire Rebbe. And that was as far as Torah. And as far as Gemilas Chasudim, people I meet, I also met people who knew my father from home. And Bayaz, I remember when it was, when always came women with big aprons. They used to wear big aprons with a pot underneath. And my father would always bring home, there used to be 100 kilos of flour. He used to fill 2 sacks of flour because we had a grain business. So we didn't have to bring the grains. We bring it to the mill. We just took from the mill grain flour and we brought it. We used to bring hundreds of pounds of flour. And the women would come and borrow me flour, borrow me onions, borrow me. I was a kid. They always borrowing. And everything, milk. I remember used to stay in the line. We had a few cows. We used to stay in the line, even though it was a small village. But I remember used to stay in the line when they milked the cows, and everybody borrowed milk. And tomato and onions, everything. But after the war, I never thought about it when I was home. After the war, I saw so much borrowing, but I never saw anybody bring it back. At that time, I realized what the borrowing meant. Because my mother said things, "Just give it, I give it to you." He said, "I'll borrow it to you. I'll lend you whenever it is." You know what I mean? That was it. And the Miller's Chassudim in our house, I remember I went once to my father's important carriage. I went more times. But I remember a chicken which was all ready to put in the pot. He brought it on the way, he went into the house, he put it down, and he went away. Not a live chicken, but all kosher gemacht, ready to put it in the pot. I'll just say one incident that happened that I remember vividly, I remember very well. I'm surprised that Judy says she doesn't remember it, and I remember. It was a poor man, some poor man. Whenever a poor man came, my mother didn't ask, "You want to eat something?" My mother said, "Willst du etwas Warmes essen?" Something warm. Ja, to make warm. To make fire, bring in the wood, to blow on it. It was a job just to make fire, never mind warming it up. So that's what my mother was. One time it came, one story I would say, it was a poor man came to our house. I remember the afternoon, I remember him because he looked very strange. So we gave him over there, nickels or dimes, I don't remember how much they gave. Then he ate. He went to a different village to Sirman. He said he's going to a village like 2-3 miles. And on the way it was a lot of mud. How do I know it was mud? I'll just swing in this story in between. Because one Shabbos afternoon, I walked with a few boys to that different village. And I came back muddy. First of all, my father was going to say, "How come you're so muddy?" And we will look for you all afternoon Shabbos. It was a long Shabbos afternoon. So of course we told them we went to the other village. I remember my father hitting me really. He said, "Look, you don't want me to get up from my chair." But if he did get up, he gave me a little bit. At that time, I remember it was Shabbos afternoon, he took me in. You saw the room? It was the back room, the narrow room. It was the one room, and there was another room, and there was the narrow room. And he took like one room, he closed the door, he made sure he locked the door slowly. To the next room, and then that's what I remember. And then he took me between his legs. He hit me, I don't remember. But I'm just saying, to bring up children, he made a big fuss over it. Not just to give a smack or just like this, but the preparation for it. So it would be such a relaxed thing. He brought you one room, he locked the door, the other room, he also locked the door, he sat down on the couch. There was 2 beds in a couch. The girls used to sleep there. There was 4 or 5 of them. They would sleep on these 3. We had a couch there. And the thing was, my father brought it up. And to go back to the story, that's how I know it was muddy to go to that place. So that poor man, towards evening, he comes back and is full of mud from head to toe. He didn't know what it is, but my mother, no, she didn't ask questions. No, of course, it's night, we're going to sit here. And I was sitting here, and he was sitting, I don't know, with Judy or somebody else. He was sitting maybe at bed one. So we looked at him, it looked very funny, muddy. All of a sudden, we see he was running and slide from the down, and he fell down. He fell down, he had this epilepsy. But the sister now, she's my bigger sister, and I don't know, 20 minutes or half an hour later, we came in. He was laying in my bed. Maybe that's why I remember it. But with the body, with everything, no matter what, an oil came, he right for the smoking. But that was the military. One story. I did some more stories. And Actually, I didn't prepare myself to talk, but since it came about a story like this, so it says last week's pastor really got me out. Very good. You know which person got me? You know that which person got me? Moshe Rabbeinu said last week's pastor, no, let me not make a mistake, you embarrass me. Truly, Haroy knows today. While Erev Baruch Steve. So Rashi said, Moshe Rabbeinu said, you'd rather die, Moshe Rabbeinu said, while Erev Baruch song, Rashi said, it doesn't mean in my mind. So Moshe Rabbeinu said, and I remember my mother, after my father passed away, maybe he passed away 2 years before the Yato, and maybe the last year, my mother was from always said, now get the Tatik started. Remember? Where's Judy? Judy. The mama used to say, now get the Tatik started. Remember? Before, it was already very bad. Then, but another thing I want to bring out is my father, when he was sick for a long time, 2 years. He was sick for a while, and then on Tuesday night he wrote a shashvar. And Perry was at home, although I know at night, and we got the letter Thursday. Thursday night I read the shashvar letter. I can remember exactly how it was written. It was 2 pages. I remember it was written with a pencil. It was underlined maybe at 6-7 places. So he wrote to keep my mother covered and this and that. And when I read it Thursday night, that night my father was passed away. And one of the main thing what I remember he wrote, at the end he wrote, it was very, very hard for him to write this letter. But you should take it, you should never forget it, because the letter is so hard. So he wrote in it that we should talk in Yiddish, and no matter what circumstances go through, so we should talk in Yiddish way. So it just occurred to me today that today I was in two graduations, and these 2 kids are going to different yeshivas. Das heißt, dass ja auch immer higher for you. Man geht from one to go to a higher learning, right? So in eurem Habe, doch wenn es gibt die Jurtzeit, in der Schumme steigt, das heißt doch auch, ja auch immer higher for you. Der Schumme steigt always higher and higher. So, mein Vater hat auch schon the Kinder in der einen. Hashem, alle houden zijn niet gespeeld. Later is hij hand. Dat is moeilijk later. Ja, just occurred to me when I was at the second graduation of men. It's not a mikre, it's not a happening, it happens just in the day of the Yurtzeit. The kids go higher.
No.
The respected men, not only between the Yidden, and not only in our village. If you said the word Reisman, there were more Reisman living in, not in Shashvar, but a little village, but Selish had a Reisman too. But nobody knows. If you had said the word Reisman, that man gesagt, man should gewiss welcher Reisman this is. In fact, I was here a short time in America, and somebody says, "Oh, I know you." He says, "You're Reisman." He says, "How long are you here?" He says he came in 1928. He says, "How can you know me? I was a year old." He sees me. He knows my father and my grandfather. He says, "My grandfather, I never saw my grandfather. My father was 17 years old when his father passed away." He said, "Don't tell me. I remember your father lived with a human." They thought, because I had a brother which was about 20 years old. 20 years older than me. They thought that he was my father, and my father was my grandfather. So, so that's why he said he knows me. A lot of people, without telling them, they know, "Oh, you were the right." on like 3 feet. She's going in the house and they all go. He had a big word in this city. The Gemara is reflected. She bought in Zaire, Rabba Bar Masne, Hamine und der Fuß ist besser. Der Zaire Pure für Mamem. Der ist scharf und der fliegt die Sachkasche. Rabba Bar Masne müssen ist stark im Masne. Was müssen im Masne? Strule. Müssen im Masne. Gibt es auch Luch an die Beine. خلاص جسمه أنا ما أصل تجهيت كمية مشاق تاخذ من قدام مشاق أنا قبلت يسيبه ما أشيل خلين تبيد أنا قبلت يسيبه ده اللي بفول قبلت يسيبه is the roof بس تجيب مكاشة إن الرoof كم تريك out ما أشوف سبيتر ده في أنفس الكاشة is ماشي خلين الرoof كلين شو ده ده and then you come terug, 6 hours later, is der andere noch ausgeprüft auf die Kasse. And der Masham, or the Masham, I don't know which one it is, gesucht, nu, sucht ein bisschen herangetragen, wenn ich kennt, aber zu lernen Gemurre. Wie viel ist der gelernt? Wir lernen 3 Blatt Gemurre. Das ist 3 Blatt Gemurre. Und hier ist losgewachsen, Tag ab Päusek. He grew up, a big Päusek, with a bestimmte Hand noch Haus. The whole service is, als ik bezoek, het thuis gebracht de hoog, zo regieren, maar ga je water. Als ik bezoek met de marami over zoiets, met de marami over zoiets, met de Duitse taal, de marami over, dat is gewoon. Het is gewoon te leren, en wat hangen taten bij ons, dat is zo leuk geweest. Maar we gaan die gezoekt voor een Hashem, moest dat water in Pusik. Ja, die Traum, wir mussten einfach zurückgehen mit Traum, im Segrim kann es Struhl, es war ein großes Volk, wir haben Hashem, und das hat mit der Stimme geschickt zurück, man sieht, alle einige halten doch auf den Weg, ist, da von Jean und so, wie man sucht, Blachen, ich sage, bitter muss ich gewesen, aber man sagt, Traum ist eine Uhrzeit, wir haben Hashem, also du, wir haben das Samstag, mit alle einige Kreisen, wir müssen die Masse, wir müssen halt so mit Mai, mit mehr, Teige, eben das Teige. Handen noch Queries, andere Sachen. Aber maybe Heute man nach noch neue Line im Lager sein. Something kann mir das mal so something kann mir das tun. So eine Maschine mit Kindern und mit Zeit. Mein Kampf so klar, mein Kampf. Und nur sein nur so da beim Go. Nehmen wir dann was schaffen, nehmen wir was hin drin, was schaffen. Anche du mir mal erst mal meine erste Woche. Telefonieren was der neue Hack zusammen. This was last the kind of some self ja Abu. Das war nur mit Luni und der Leine, so ich hat er der Leine mit der Leine ja Euro. Kann wir mal sagen, kann heute schon sehr Gebiete mehr ist das ein. Euro kommen wir mit so einer Schule, neue Namen dann über das haben wir schon. Das ist Druck hat. Go, Abu.
Short.
Why did you take it up to the
I know it's not going to be perfect because the class.
Yeah.
My uncle, a few words before, spoke about how it was back how the house we in I want to continue just with Arab Imamship, what Rum said with the next door. There's a pasuk in the Tanakh, I think it's in Yecheskel. The pasuk says by the Korban Habayis, the pasuk says Noach, Daniel, and Eob will come, will be here in this door, in the time of the Korban Habayis. They won't save their mishpachas, their families. Maybe their zchus will be great enough so they can save themselves. But their zchus will not be able to save their mishpachas. So why does the pasuk, what's the significance of Noach, Daniel, and Eob? So Rashi says over there that it's these three tzaddikim were used as a mashal. All of them went through Korbanos. Noach went through a Korban, the whole world was destroyed in his times. He survived and rebuilt the world. Daniel went through Korban Bayis Rishon Taka. He was there at the time of Korban Bayis Rishon. He went to Bavel, and he came back. He was zocher to come back at the founding of Bayis Sheni. He came back to Eretz Yisrael. Eob, we know, had the same thing. Eob was her Shirus Mufleges. He had Ein Olam Haba, the Gemara says in Bava Basra. He had everything that's possible to have. And the Kadosh Baruch Hu gave the Sultan the right to test him, and everything, his children were taken away, his family was taken away. His belongings were taken away, and he went through a period where he was tremendous, and he had skin, his whole body was black and blue, and he had tremendous Yisura Eob, and later on he all got it back after he was Mizvakeach, and he was found to have schusim, to be a tzaddik. He was given back, and the Pasuk says the Mishnah was given back double, and he had more than he had before.
people who went through Korbanos, and they were Zeicha to see after they saw an Olam, a built world, they saw a destroyed world, and they saw a world which was again rebuilt. They went through a Korban and they were Zeicha to another binyan. So we're talking about our parents, the alle gesund sein, für Marek Yomim. It's easy, that's what the pasuk means, it's easy. We see, our children see their grandparents, and they see they see what their grandparents mean, and they see the Messiahs, the traditions. But our parents, what they did was they took over what they saw from one world and they transplanted it to a different world. They took what they saw in Europe, shashvar, they brought it to America, and that needs tremendous siyata d'shmaya. That's something, that's what the pasuk means. Noach, Daniel, and Eoy, they wouldn't be able to save their children. They need siyata d'shmaya to come and take something from one world and transplant it, and to have it, and to be able to carry on. It should be continued in the Vaita de Gedoros. That we need siyata d'shmaya for. Hashem, Yitzchusim. It's a siman. Goes back to Azayda, goes back to the legacy of our Zaydas. The Gemara, there's a terminology in the Gemara, Tefeach Lamanasla Hatfiach. That means that if something is wet, if I take something, for instance, there's a drop of water on the cup, but if I touch it and I put it somewhere else, the water won't carry over. It's not enough water that I can transfer it to another place. So the Gemara says that that's the something which is not wet enough to be able to transfer is not considered as a liquid. It's considered non-existent. Something has only an existence, a kiyum, if it's something which is there and I can take it and transfer it to a second place. So that's a siman for the Messiahs of our Zaydas. When the pasuk says, the crown of Zaydas are the grandchildren. Why is the grandchildren the crown of a Zaydah more than a child is? Because a child is the initial Messiahs. You give over to the children, everybody gives over to the children. They want them to follow in their paths. But the siman there, the proof, the raya, that it was given over properly, is if the children give it over to their children. Well, that's Teres the Canaan is to see the grandchildren doing what the Zaydas wanted them to do. That's the sign of what was planted into the parents. The fact that they give it over to the grandparents. We want to be market tova to our parents. That the Messiah's Nefesh that they went through. And who knows the stories? I don't know the stories of after the Korban. I know just a little bit from what Tati told us about one of the spusim that I'm sure they have is that they all stayed together after the Korban. They were by themselves. The Taita uncles. I always wondered. I never understood. Every time in Chicago when Shmuel was what didn't say when he made a simcha, Tati and Mami always went. I heard from Tati years later. He said after the war how they used to they were like brothers. They used to. That was the family. They were together in shashvar, together in wherever they were. That what kept them was that one looked out for the other one. The Medrash says in last week's Parsha, Esfoli Shivimish, the Medrash in Bahaloischa, Esfoli Shivimish. When Moshe Rabbeinu needed someone to help carry Klal Yisrael, it says Esfoli, gather to me 70 people. So why does it say Allah? The Medrash says it could have said take Ach Shivimish. Why does it say Esfoli? Because the Medrash says the 70 people who carries when they're gathered, when you put them together and they're gathered, then they have the ability to carry Klal Yisrael. That's the Aguda, the gathering, is what keeps the Messiahs and what is able to we're able to see what the Friedrich, what our parents, what was kosher by our parents, and what they wanted us to take over and to learn from them. I'll leave the rest of it Hashonim. What to remark on details. It's wish that the Mishpacha, parents, nachas from everybody should be to, should all, our Zayda, just like there's the Canaan, our Zayda should be proud of us, the Canaan should be proud of us. We should all have Simchas, Mamshech, and Derech, move on.
Inside, I don't want to sit down searching damage.
Did you change the thing on top? You know the thing? When you switch the film?
The connection you have to get with your group, the police have room time to start done with a cigarette. The production in the Mishpuche, they so sehr heulig. Die Menschen gaan weg in der Welt. Da kann es schon gut nicht tun. Aber die Kinder, eigentlich, das gehen in den richtigen Weg, dann sind sie heulig. Das geht ja mal so vor, ich habe es auch so wie so. Wenn man Taten und Eltern, steht doch allein so titzig. So Shem hat eigentlich einen Weg, und die Kinder streven auf dem Weg, und die Zarenkinder auf einen Weg. Dat is zo veilig. En het met de wetten, maar we gezocht tussen. Het was het bij hem zo reizen. Dat was de zeile maas. Niet steeds stukje maas. Het is de richtige maas. Kijk. En we gaan 3 uur nog geschlept. We gaan in de militair, in de moekentafel, in het arbeidsplaats. De dritte uur had men gehoord, die Minkaatje, en men gesloten zeer Englisch. Minkaatje wäre nicht so kleine Städte, sehr groß gewesen, wie Springbare Quatschen noch. Größte Stück. Jede Kinder schreien, gewalt, die tun sehr stark, in der Nacht. Aber ich bin mir ruhig. Und klar, ne? So ist schon gut, sie gehen zum Doktor, so her, so hin. Besser gehen wir hin. Das wurde wie man dort in Zelisch. Das ist immer schon beim Bruder der Jungen. Und die Geist waren aardig, ja, das ist doch, die gehen an zu nehmen können. Ich bin gerebt, auch nicht. Das ist gewesen, so sieht es, Spink. Das ist schon 5 Sekunden in den Namen. Komm mal hier nicht gesehen. Die ganze, da, im Blut nehmen sie nicht, ich bin gerebt. Vier took voor het shelter, maar gewoon op Kasho. Wat achter is dat, lijken dan uit, dan. Nee, maar het had er schon groß dazu, als es dazu als erste Sache. Dat het is. Staat er soms geen dag van. Stel zo, 4 dagen ik gewoon naar 4, Pallier. En dan zit er zo'n keer te meer. Kijk, dat is meer. Ga je daar nog half gewoon eens leren. Kom maar aan, begonnen aan. Is dat hier in de corner? Dan leg je maar af dit hier. Er zit in de tilmens, wo ze graag met de vinger aan kassen. Even zo lang verder. Oh, ik heb het zo zien. Zo is het. Die voorstel, dus gewoon 1 miljoen, dat deed dat weer voor. Du kommst her, du gehst zurück zu Aare, komm nicht her. Zerdurlen. So geht da an der Gate. Und da ist noch der Stadt, dass nicht zwei Leute, weil Chais, diese heuche Spießen, die ganze Spießen, die Späten, geschnurzt. Du hast da Pulte geredet mit dir? Ja. Gar nicht, da geizig sind, sie begonnen, wie der Mensch nimmt aus der Päckle, und begonnen, sie gehen, die Scheigen. Ich frage mich, gib mir Zigaretten auf zwei. Ich gehe gleich mit dir. In Badlos ist das Päckle an Bum. Du wieder. So getan, du hingerichtet. Zigaretten, ja. Also, noch ziemlich Gas mit dem, gar auf der Gas. Wir sehen auf Kutschen, zugedeckt. Nicht darauf in der Kutschen, zugedeckt mit der... Zugedeckt mit der Cover. Gar gedaan, zo nog te meteren, zo dan iets kovic. Wij hebben zo'n schijt, niet zo'n sigaret, draaien, zo goed. In de rooswaard van maken broekzakken dorten. En dan gaat maar filmen naar de west en alles. Ik help maar ons tussen de wegen meteen samen. Dat is al een zee. Moet ik verstellen. De roos gaan de roos van de zijkant deed wat dat jagen. Kutschen, zwart gepresst en dus... Zoals een Miskovic. Raar, en het beslaat het vet. Hé, jee, voor hem. En het is een beetje, spreken we bij voor de dag. Toen gaan we op IHL, studeren. Steht da hier mit der blauen Wurst. Und Sidewalk. Durch den Chorhausbau. Spital. Und das Beste. Und Kranken. Gar nicht Spital an. Tut mir die Schickste dort. Wie wisst ihr alles, wir waren sehen, der Hauptdachter. Hat mir gesucht, aber ich meine, den Hauptdachter ist nicht. Und dann heißt es zu wissen, wo ist der Suchen? Ich ja. Dann frage ich dir zwei durch, wenn es nicht geht. Kann ich nicht sagen, frei trinken die Hälfte 2 Wochen. Kaffee im Maß, rangen zum Doktor, heute nicht getan. Als wir gehen in den Übergang, dann fragt er der Gruppe, eine Gruppe, in der Leib. Aber die kennst sich wurden für 2 Wochen heute noch. Also gehen in Zettel, als er nicht fragt, sie wurden 2 Wochen, springt sie Reise auf Kasten. Und die 2 Wochen, wir wurden, wir können sagen, du hast gesagt, dann gerne hier das voll. Der Hauptakt hat das tun. Und wir leben das mehr Ruf. Die haben wir Ruf. Und Jante ist die Jante-Tag. Jante, die wir sitzen weiter auf Jante. Und dann können die sitzen, du, oder weg, fest. Sag ich, was gehört. Du fuhr noch fest. Dann kommt jemand fest und kommt jemand dort noch. Ja, dann kommt jemand in der Grieße sitzen dort noch. Das Smeltescheu, die Kapitillen. Lang hat man hier gesucht, 2 noch weißt du. No, Shiva Yeshka. Einer von Leipers, von der Leipers Teinkler. Weiß ich jetzt nicht. Wir gegangen hin, wir kennen es gar nicht gehabt. Kennt es uns nicht. Und dort bleibt mit dem Hand. Ich habe so gehabt, das ging ja. Nach Hebe gegangen hin. Sie hat doch nicht gegangen, wo gar nicht noch häufig nach Hebe gegangen. Nach Hebe gegangen hin, der ist dort ein Litzingler. Einsatz, Soldaten, Einsatz, die Shiva. Sitzen an die Schiebe-Team, das heißt, der Jünger, die Leute mir herangegangen hin. Und dazu gesagt, nur die alle Maße, und der Vater ging vorlernen, und wie wir Leute zu mir stehen. Wer wisst das, dass wir schon sind? Und wer will, dass man wieder leid mit schon rauf. Oh, muss ich keiner mit, dank dir, ich kann es nicht schlucken. Da bin ich auch. Das soll ich bringen. Als die Taten schon kennen, ist dann ganze Gegend. Mit Iten noch herangeriefen. So, und jetzt, sind wir besucht, als wir so heulig, in der Woche, die gedurst, teures gewesen. Und, dann sagen wir gesucht, hier, ich kann wohl, in Besuch im Reich, das sagt er noch mal, behalten, mein der Wahrheit. Als ich werde solche sagen, weil dann habe ich sich nicht mehr noch malen, bringen wir den Borsten und als Leute im Löschen, das ist ein Heulen, das ist behalten. Und das sind die Kinder, die in so hoch sind, einiglich. In der Weg, wir sagen, strebt uns wieder. Dann haben sie Friedrich und Greis und Heuler, dann ist er auch Heuler, nicht nach Stadiker, nach Heuler. Der hat die Luche durch Halsam, die Samen, die Fried. Behalten werden von wie Jeschiert und man kennen, in der harten Menschen und man kennen auch eigene Kinder aufzuführen den Weg. Kein Lust auf die zu machen.
Do we want your mother to speak? There's a movement board, eh? What? Push board, sorry.
Did you write everything?
Did I write everything? I don't think, no, your mother, you don't have to write anything for your mother. Do what? The cuff. She said off the cuff.
I don't think that's in mind what she likes to do. Me?
Go ahead.
Yummy.
Come on, show
Go
yourself.
telephone experience, go ahead, talk. Telephone experience, go ahead, talk.
Huh?
Anyhow, we can thank to this idea that he came up with. Couldn't be for him, we wouldn't have done it. That's all I have to say.
Air conditioners, talked about here and there, so I able to see most everything of the room that is very beautiful. Anyway, the name of the recommendation said that in the morning, doing the food about the said that to Abraham Vinny, to Harden, Council the Harden, besides the lawsuit and Nairobi, Milk Nairobi, Erie. I said it what before, I said it like about us, children, and with that I said it from us, or that. You put the losses and I was given you put on the nerve toilet for the kids that you learn in the toilet when they're young. Later, Yuri and I, the middle time was noisy. The kennels, the life back to the parents. So all parents gave us toilet in the yeshivas, and this is not like a toilet, there's the meat between, they gave the yeshivas, and then alles is a toilet for me, for the mamali shulam and tatul shulam. Romans, die geben von Eltern an der Lach, der Lichtig an seinen Zungeziehen, gebrennt die Jüdischkeit, man ihn so zugeben für sein. Die gewöhnlich Eltern auf der Stuhl, seit in Paschgeräuschen, gab es mir mit dem Meeru, als ein Zipfu, Semmelchel. Du tragst ja kannst ein Zipfu wieder geworden. Bamure. Muss ich mir rappen, Bamure, wo ich mit der Mittel. The Gavela has either if somebody is having honoring the parents, a child, and you are supported by your parents, you need clothes your parents buy you, you need food they give you. But what would make you think here maybe somebody is not supported by the parents? As a grown-up already, if you also have to honor the parents, father and mothers. So it tells you, Bamuru, in the midbar, the children are not supported by the parents. Came on from him, the Kleider, some lost also you had the clothes that's going with you. God tells you, a place like this, even you are not supported by your parents, a place like this you have to honor your parents, your father and mother. So in fact it's like, ish ima vuvi terui, we said that ish is usually a grown-up man. Even you're a grown-up man, you're not already supported by your parents, you're self-said, still you have to recover with. So, Gabi is an Eltern, who was a male, started to push the pillar. The Hebrew in him, Shimeli years to Shem Alamecha. The Brostein boy, born a kinder, lernen, jedes Hashem element zu lernen. Hier ist das Chivurim. Ich habe mir ausgetauscht, Chivurim. The parents are not here already. The parents are gone, we are not with him. Still, the parents, what are they asking from us? Shimeli, listen to me. Here is the Hashem element. When I was teaching you, the Yiddish Hashem, how you should be. When Teure Mitzvah, wie die Jiddischkeit in seiner Jid, that's what the parents are still asking from us. Even though we are not with the parents, but still what they're asking from us. We went through around 10 years, went through a time with Hitler, and we came home, nothing. So you would say, all right, we're forgotten everything. But we have to remember what the parents verlangt für us. Chivurim, we are gone, but Shimi Yeliezer, we are gone, but Shimi Yeliezer, Shemra Metchem. Listen to us what we was teaching to you. So I can say that for Hashem, brothers and sister here, we all haben wir da aufgestellt, und Hashem, Heinrich jemand ist da, und ist aufgestellt, in jüdischen Dorf, alle, in der Sprache, Schabbat, Jiddisch, mit 14 mit den Eltern, mit 4, so kommen wir hier mal Schäfer, und Leute beschäftigen, als sie mit dem Kette Dorf führen, als wir gleich alle in den Wegen sind, die Eltern will. Das ist gewöhnlich, so will man brauchen, das Heiler, das daheim, das ist gewähnt. I think the whole about the home and home, or home, or what. Normally, your father said that, the room said that, we were living in a small village house. Okay? Small village, what is it? So my father there, and the girls grew up already, supposed to get a color already, so they were suggesting we should go to live in the city. The business man in the city, and he was in the city. My father was going every day 3 miles, every day to business, 3 miles to the house walking, and there he took the train for another few minutes to the city every day. So they said, let's go to live in the city. After 3 miles, speaking to see them, so my father speaking. So he told them he did not want him to do it. Now, I think why he didn't want to do it, because my father, like we said, that he was he was the backbone of the village. If my father would be there, who would hire him along with the children, the whole village, in the shul, the big spread, everything. So that's why he advised him to stay. So the things he decided to continue in the village. So what else I should say about it? So he stayed with the village. What else? Your father said already, the room said already about my father was machen Säure, he was versuchen. We go Friday night in the shul. Europe used to be like this. People go from village to village. Then they got to Shabbat start, so there they stay. So there's a few 2 people, 3 people often. It's nobody, some people go here, some that's like 1, 2, 3 come to the house. That's the best. So the same thing I remember talking about paper, my father took speak up at the end of the city, full family, picked up the paper, old, my mother said already, and in the morning when we got up in the home, only to get up early in the home, we hide the young. So my mother woke us up in her voice saying, Philip, she got up. She made a box before when we get up. She said, Philip. Such a bad life, you know. Anyway, all I can say, I prepared much more to say, but I don't say too long. So all I can say is that we are hoping, we're doing enough today what they ask us. The female years on the country should do what they ask us to do. So we had to give Shaver a lot of the shepherd that we could manage to observe our daughter.
Okay, I'd like to get everybody to introduce themselves for the camera. Okay, this is our senior family member, Uncle Laser.
Yeah, this is my
Bubbly wife, Aunt Libby, residing in Muncie. I don't want to specify, but we should know. And then we'll start off with Kalman. Michael's went outside, right?
Right.
Okay.
You move in a little bit, Jack.
Kalman, go ahead, introduce yourself.
Sold the same.
And your wife?
My wife, Laser.
That's a good introduction. Bas Levi. That's all it. Right. No? And their children is Razy.
Rachel Lester.
Rachel Lester. And where's Rumi?
Went outside.
Rumi went outside. We're gonna come back.
Went to play some baseball.
Huh?
Went to play some baseball.
Oh. We're gonna come back. We'll come back. And here's Sarah, which is Michel's wife. We're gonna come back. We'll introduce them. I'll come back. I'm gonna come back. I'll come back from Michel in a second. Just want a little introduction here of everybody in the family for the camera. Introduce yourself.
Hey, this is seudah-reisman. I'm the Seide of part of this Mishpucha. Hey, I was talking to all about shashvar it's going to be, how it was. I have a lot more to tell how we went through the Hitler time, but in the ghetto, but this I left out because I think it's too much. Okay, I'm here with talking in Friday. Today, it's a very good idea to get together the cousins, even another time too. What do you say? Okay.
You want to introduce your wife?
This is my lovely wife.
That's the way. Amen. And your children? Okay. Mayor Friedman. Howdy. And his wife?
She is somewhere else.
Esther.
There she is.
Oh, Esther, was it? Esther the dessert glutton?
Nice, thank you. No, it's all right.
Esther made all the desserts.
Right. I made it myself.
And, can we go through the kids? Shmai is not here. We have Shia over here. Shia and Maishi and Miriam.
The waiter here.
Where's Miriam?
What are you mean? Let your father say something.
By all means.
Yes,
Oh, here's Miriam.
He told me Friday.
Miriam? Let me see your face, Miriam. All right. And then is Bracha?
That's Bracha. Say hi, Bracha.
Everybody's waiting for this. And then on this side, where's Sroli? Next is Barry's son is Sroli, Rav Seudah-reisman. There you go, Sroli.
What? Hi, how are you? Am I on the air?
You're on the air.
Okay. I'm your
It's
cousin.
Right. I'm your cousin. Whoever's watching, I'm your cousin.
It's really number 2.
It's really one. It's
Between
really two.
Michel and Leibish.
Right.
And my pleasure to be at this gathering. My wife is yonder. There's Sarachaya, Hashem. We have a bunch of children around here.
Sarachaya holding. What's his name? I forgot his name. What's his name? Shia? This is Alman. That's it.
You want to smile?
I'm here. A good boy. Such a good boy. And Bracha. Where? Here. I just have to take random shots here. I got you running. I got you running. I got you.
How could that be possible? You know, everybody is supposed to be machadeh, say something new. So how was it that Rebbe Hurkin has never said anything that he didn't hear from his Rebbe? What is he? He was just a tape recorder. He repeated. So the Chaim Shulevitz answers the following. There was once a big Rosh Yeshiva, a Baruch Ber Rosh Yeshiva Kamenik, and his Rebbe was a Chaim. Whenever he would say a shir, he would go to Brisk, which was very close by, and he would say the shir to his Rebbe first. So the Chaim explains that the reason Baruch Ber did this was because he had a certain Messiah, a certain Derech Halimud that he got from his Rebbe, and he wanted to make sure that his shir followed in that Derech. Of course, the Baruch Ber said his own Torah, but he wanted to make sure it was going in that same Derech, that same Shvil. And the same thing Rabbi Elazar Hurkin is, of course, said his own Chidushim. But Layama Davish Shalayshamam Pi Rabbi means that he never said anything that didn't follow in the same Derech as his Rebbe. We heard about the past generation, the previous generation, the forefathers of whoever is here today. But truthfully, the generation that I know is our parents' generation. The father-in-law, the uncles, the aunts. And truthfully, what is important was that they never said anything shalei shama mipi aviem, that they didn't hear from their mother or father. It's not the same Europe. We're not in Europe anymore. The nisyanos, the problems that we face here in America are very different. The solutions are very different. So of course, our parents had to be mechadesh new drachim. They had to use different tactics. They had to deal with their children differently than their parents dealt with them. Because it was a different tekufa, it was a different country. It was different. But whatever they did, it was always mashashama, what they heard and what they saw from their parents. Yes, it was a chidush, but it always followed that same path. The Alkaheim, we heard it whenever we grew up, at least ever since I've come into the Mishpacha. We gesehen in the Heim, what we saw in the Alkaheim in Europe. Now, of course, it's not exactly the same. They didn't have ketchup in Europe. And things were slightly different than we were serving spaghetti here. But Avo became the important Nekuda, the underlying Nekuda, that everything has to be done in the Yiddish Derech, that everything has to be done in the Messiah of our Vesav that came from Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, that was transported to these shores of the United States of America. And it's now my generation's job to continue it to the next generation. And honestly, we have the greatest number is from the next generation here. And if you can understand what I'm saying, have the patience. Now it's going to soon be coming into your hands, the need to transfer it to the next generation. We thank our Tatis Mamis here for all they've done to transport the Messiah of Europe to America, and we will try our best to continue it. Thank you, everybody, for coming.
I think it was beautiful to get together. Maybe we can decide to do this some other time.
Whoever doesn't agree, lift up their hand. Whoever doesn't agree.
Yes, we can thank our brother. Our brother Avrum for this gathering. It was so idea.
Let's be quiet.
I say that we can thank our brother Avrum for this gathering because It was his idea. It was very nice, and we think we should repeat it every year.
So Summa Bracha, right? Summa Bracha.
That's why you'll be a grandfather. Charge the mission and takes very seriously and his father knew he would, and that's why he put him in charge.
What?
Wat is mijn van de wereld?
Ja, maar.
Yeah, that kid. Tell him more, man.
What's your name? Yama what? What a coincidence. There's so many Reismans here. Can I know her?
There's more.
What's your name? Vidalia. Vidalia what? Reisman, right, I heard that already.
Nussen.
I'm going to give a copy to you, Zaidi, or somebody. Someone's going to get a copy. Where's your mother?
Yumi.
Where's your mother?
My mother's pregnant.
Oh, she's Mrs. Reisman, right?
Did you tape what your mother said?
Yes, I take it.
Okay. Tell him I said everybody who doesn't agree to lift up the hand. And since nobody lifts up the hand, that means everybody agrees. So we should continue it.
Amen.
Sister, we have 3 brothers and 1 sister. So brothers, you can say this one and that one. She has to initiate it. She has to give the push. Okay?
Okay, Mr. Shem.
Okay?
Is Fitzler gonna have a copy?
I think so. You know him?
Yeah, they don't live far.
Oh, okay.
There's a big hand put together a picture.
Thank you. Mama Zimmerman.
This is a big one. A big one.
Don't tell me your name is Reisman too. You're Reisman?
They're Fitzler.
Fixler. Oh, okay. Could I do it? Batsheva. Can I do it on video? Very good. Myra.
So put away there.
Okay, in a minute. Maishi. Where's Maishi? Come here a second. What's your name? What's your name? What's your name? Maishi what? Oh no, another Reisman? Can I know her? Don't tell me you have more brothers, do you?
Which brother is not here?
Yeah.
Why is he here?
Because he's too little.
Look at that one. Look at that one. Esty. Look at this. Look at him. If they don't do it, my mother I think they say do it. So many more.
Press W. Press it. Press it. It's taking? Yes.
You see the red light flashing? Take it.
I see a green light.
Hey, you see Maishi?
Yes.
You have a little brother?
Yes.
Aaron?
He's littler.
Hi,
Hey, yummy.
Honesty.
Don't do that, Yosef.
Hey,
Yosef, look at your...
Hey, look at me.
Yosef,
Look at me. I want to show.
See anything? Yeah. Did I try it? I want to see through it.
No. Here's my friend. Who's this, Gedalia?
Yeah.
Yeah, Gedalia?
Watch the camera. Watch the
Benjamin? All right. Now it's going. I have you on the camera. You have to go over the uncle.
Watch. Let the waiter go through. Let the waiter.
Watch.
Right
Leave it
in
for
it.
tomorrow. Please.
Right in it.
I'll leave her in it.
No.
We get a shot of Rachel. I mean, Shlomi. Get out of the way, Rachel. Huh?
Send me a copy.
Of what?
Picks up some Yiddish girls.
Alicia, Rachel. Come here.
Yumi, let me take you from your family.
How about that?
My family.
Okay, who knows how to take? Surely, from his family.
Your family. Oh, well, I don't know video.
Okay, you.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. I have my family.
How is everything? How do you do it?
Whatever you see is what you get. It's on. You have to make a shachioni. Whatever you see is what you got.
What do I have to push?
It's on.
It's doing it, working out.
As we speak.
As we speak. So when you shut it off.
The moment.
Where is that?
Oh boy, it's time to wrap it up. The battery's out.
You get Shlomi sleeping with mom?
Yeah.
Oh, you work very hard. Get a lot of honor. Take a bow.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Say goodbye, you get a shake your picture.
Thanks for the
My
video.
pleasure.
Don't come out to the tell mom the Mashiach.
What?
Picture doesn't come out. Tell mom the Mashiach. Yes,
That's it.
If you can catch her. Why did you say You can't do this anymore. This one you can still hop. Find him here. Gorgeous. Gorgeous hair. Give her that gorgeous hair. You can have a little curl, but not baby. Oh, baby. Okay. Javi and Zalmi, we missed you at this occasion, and we're going to send you a copy of this tape. And Mai, naturally, Mai listens very, very much. And lucky Mai she's here to remind us that whoever was in the band was very, very
I'm
much.
going to do. Next time they'll be here.
We'll make it up next year. The lady is inside.
Amen.
Oh, here's the bar mitzvah boy.
Nice to see you.
Maya Aniko gets bar mitzvah first before
Okay,
you.
say something. Yeah, 1 week.
1 week. Well, a week is a lot.
That's right.
You know, a
A week
minute.
is 7 days.
You know, a minute is a lot.
A minute is
I tell you a story, very short. Now listen, I'll tell you what a half a minute is, okay? It's elephant. Should I tell him?
Tell him.
Elephant, Mrs. Unger.
Yes.
Tell him. He was,
You can't.
I know that it happened to be.
There was
I lived in Lisbon. Somehow this family, I saw a lot of people. This family, especially this man, somehow, it's through an eye. It happened to be I met with his brother in yeshiva, but I had nothing to do with this guy. And now, 60 years old, 60, 70. So he told me a story short. To make it very short.
Very short. The battery's running out.
I live in that business. In Slovakia, they will take video too. They will live there. All of them.
I want to make a picture of you. Yeah? Should I?
Until the Russians were closed. And it was already the Russians were closed.
Last more than an hour already.
One boy who lived near the farm says, if you are in the forest,
Sorry, I mean,
I'll bring you food. You know what kind of food? Rice, but raw rice, a bag of rice, a bag of raw food. And you had to cook it. You put it, but you had to wash it. But at night, that was chicken. David, from weather, you want to dig it. But then mountain is all rock. So you couldn't dig it. I went to Miami Beach, I had a mother. And he said, there, till the Russians came, wait a minute, after Trapeza, I just survived. Let's go, guys. 10 children. And always took somebody in the middle of it, very close. Survived on the ground, in a forest, on the mountain. Here. Then came the Russians, that boy is over. So he mastered with the Yitzima. He doesn't know, but all of a sudden, just before the Russians came, so it came an assessment and a Slovakian. Policia, and he came to that place. It seems they told him. He came to the place, he found them, they weren't underground. They lined them up, all in the line, everything was in Pakistan. So we had gold and this and that, everything in Pakistan. They had it in the line, and they took the guns already. As they take the guns in their hands and they get ready, all of a sudden they were frozen. They see, they don't know, they didn't hear nothing. They see these two guys are falling down. Here, assessment and the policeman. He's falling down. And as they fall down, a minute or so later, comes Pakistan, and they don't ever know these are rough guys. They run over there, they want to make sure that they're not alive. So we take them, and police to make sure. And they went.
Hey, Shia, where are you? Oh, girls, have you all? Very good. Hide behind your brother. Very nice.
Now, that's a half a minute. That's a half a minute. And the partisans looked at and they said,
That's the punchline. Mr. Punchline.
And then they said,
Yeah, saving the story took more than a half a minute. They told me a minute, but I guess the punchline was a minute.
At least your battery's running out, right?
It is. It's flashing battery. Battery's running out.
Come, Shlomo Moshe.
What are you drinking? Water?